Namaste and welcome to Tridevi Chamunda Mandir in Denver, Colorado. I'm Yamajit and so glad that you could join me this evening. So tonight this will be the fourth installment of a series of pujas and satsangs that we've been doing, dedicated to a group of 15 aspects of Ma Kali, known as the Kali Nitya. And tonight we are honoring the fourth of the Kali Nitya goddesses, the goddess Kurukulla. I'd like to begin with a couple of announcements first. So a week from today at 7 o'clock on YouTube, we'll be doing another Kriya Yoga Satsang. And then on Tuesdays at 7 o'clock, will be a continuation of our Chair Yoga series and meditations for the 7 chakras. We'll be working with chakra number 4, the heart chakra, Anahata, that night. The 9-day celebration of Navaratri is coming up next month, beginning on the 11th. And so please watch for some rather interesting programming during that time. I'll have more to say on that. Anytime you have questions or comments, please feel free to email me at my channel. Also, or you can say hello and ask a question on the chat function on the bottom of the screen. And if you would like to get our monthly calendar, if you can leave me an email address, and I'll make sure that you get that every month. And I see April is here. Namaste. So glad that you could join me tonight. And again, anyone else who wants to say hello, you're certainly welcome to. So another thing about tonight's presentation, and actually the 3 previous ones, is there is a PowerPoint video presentation, which is part of our satsang. If you haven't looked at that already, I'd highly encourage you to take a look at it afterwards. I am going to be sharing some things from that before we begin our puja. In fact, I'm going to start that right now. So, to give some background information, the Kali Nityas are a collection of 15 goddesses who are different aspects of Ma Kali. They're associated with the 15 nights of the waning lunar cycle. So roughly half of the cycle of the moon. The fourth of the Kali Nityas goddesses is Kurukulla. And here is an illustration of her, and you can get a better view of her when you watch the PowerPoint presentation. Her name means cause of wisdom. Another translation of her name is the Shakti, that is the feminine power of nectar. As the fourth of the goddesses, she represents the 4th night from the full moon. Then this is known as the waning gibbous moon. And then this is her yantra, very similar to the other Kali Nitya goddesses, also very similar to the Kali yantra in itself. There are 3 concentric triangles in the center, whereas a typical Kali yantra has 5. And in the very center is the Bij mantra Krim, which is the seed mantra for Ma Kali. And so to analyze this yantra further, this spiritual diagram, the inner triangle represents 3 aspects of the Divine Mother: Kali, the second, who's the first of the Mahavidyas, Ma Tara, the guiding star, who is the second, and then Ma Chinnamasta, who is the sixth. And she's the one that you may have seen in some books on Tantra, the goddess who cuts off her own head so that her two daughters may feed off her blood. Actually, and one stream of blood is going to her head's mouth. And actually what that represents are the three main energy channels of the body: Ida, Pingla, and Sushumna, the three main nadis. And so it really represents a goal of meditation and spiritual work. For Chinnamasta, she represents the point in our spiritual development where previously we've been working on healing ourselves, and then we reach this point where we can no longer contain that healing, and we have to share it, let it spring forth and share it with others. The middle triangle are three different aspects of the divine: Balamba, son of Lord Shiva; Ragla, which means one who is colorful; and Lord Rama, one of the incarnations of Vishnu. And then the outer triangle, again, three more aspects of the divine: Ugra Garbha, which means the awe-inspiring or radiant womb; Ugra Bija, the radiant seed; and Ugra Garbha, Ugra Virya, the radiant energy. The eight lotus petals around the center of the yantra represent the eight Bhairavas. The Bhairavas are eight wrathful forms of Lord Shiva, and with them the eight Matrika, or little mother goddesses. And if you look back through our recorded programs that we've done, you'll see some pujas and satsangs to the Matrika goddesses. And then in the Bapura, the four-gated enclosure of the yantra, are the Lokapalas, also known as the Dikpalas, and these are the deities of the eight directions. So for each of the Nitya goddesses, there is a dynam, that is a visualization. I'm going to read for you Kurukullas, and we're going to use this visualization in our meditation following the puja ceremony. Large rising breasts, beautiful buttocks, black in color, seated on a corpse with disheveled hair, wearing a garland of skulls and carrying a skull, like this Kapala bowl, a pair of scissors, a cleaver, Kali's chopping sword, also known as a khadga, and a shield. And I'm going to talk a little bit about this symbolism. So her black color, Kali, the name Kali herself, means both darkness and time. And in regards to darkness, it can be the dark, infinite field of space, or the darkness of the soil from which all things come and all things eventually return. Being seated on a corpse and bearing a skull, this represents transcending ordinary existence, including death and our fear of death, through yoga. The skull, or Kapala, also represents the transformation of consciousness. Bearing a necklace of 50 skulls, and this is we see on a number of aspects of Kali. Each of these skulls, or sometimes they're severed heads, these represent the 50 letters of the Sanskrit alphabet. And so this represents the power of the word, and especially the power of mantra. Her disheveled hair going out in all directions represents the interconnectedness of all things. Also, in Hindu symbolism, when we see a female figure with her hair unbound, it means that her Shakti, her feminine power, is completely free, completely liberated. So her cleaver, sword, khadga, represents cutting away ego issues that are holding us back from expressing our true potential. And she carries a small shield. Now, Kali's sword is regarded as an invincible weapon. If you're fighting with Kali's sword, you can't lose. So the shield is not really for her protection, but for the protection of her children, the protection of her devotees. So it really represents the Divine Mother's protective aspect. And then she has this small pair of scissors. I'm going to show you the illustration that you'll find in the PowerPoint. And this is of the Mahavidya, the great wisdom goddess, Tara. And Tara is pretty much identical to Ma Kali, except she's holding this little pair of scissors. And one way I like to think of it is we're in trouble, we're in a troubled period in our lives. We call out to the divine. Kali comes in with her sword and cuts away those issues that are no longer useful for us. And then it's like Tara comes in with her scissors and just kind of makes sure that everything is completely excised. These scissors really represent the cutting away of attachments, letting go of all the unnecessary stuff so that we can focus on what's important. So as part of our meditation tonight, we're going to be doing 36 repetitions of Kurukulla's mantra, and I'm going to share that with you right now. Krim Om Kurukulla, Krim Hum Mama Sarvanyana Vasamanya Krim Kurukuri Krim Svaha. Om is the essence of universal reality, the all-pervading consciousness. Krim is the Bij mantra, the seed mantra, the basic vibration for Ma Kali. Krim is one for the divine feminine, really in her entirety. It's been said that Krim in the Shakta tradition of Hinduism, the goddess-based tradition of Hinduism, it is as important as the mantra Om. Kurukulla, her name, appears twice in this mantra. And then Mama Sarvanyana Vasamanya roughly translates to my entire living, the director of thoughts. And jnana also means knowledge. So this could be the Divine Mother as leading us, directing us to knowledge. And then there's a slight, I just noticed today there is a slight typo on this page. Instead of translating Svaha, I kept something from the previous mantra, which was Namah, which means to whom we bow. Svaha, which is the last part of the mantra, is one that's frequently used in fire pujas. So as an offering is being given, like a spoon of ghee is being given to a ceremonial fire, Svaha, It's sometimes translated to mean I am one with the divine. Now, Kurukulla is one of those forms of the Divine Mother that began in the Hindu tradition and then eventually was incorporated into Buddhism. And so she is known as the Mother Buddha who creates knowledge. And there's a couple of illustrations in the PowerPoint of Kurukulla. And instead of a pair of scissors, she's bearing a bow and an arrow made up of flowers. And traditionally, when we see a god or a goddess with the bow and arrow, it represents really intense meditational focus. You're tuning out all the distractions and you're focused on that one purpose. Archery itself is a very present-centered sport, a very mindful sport. So in the form of Kurukulla in Buddhism, she's considered to be a form of the goddess Tara. So again, there's that association with Tara and Kurukulla in Hinduism. And she represents attraction, our attraction to enlightened consciousness. So you could also think of the bow and arrow as kind of like Cupid's bow and arrow, only when you're shot with the arrow, you're not attracted to another person. You are being attracted to a spiritual path, again, to enlightened consciousness. So again, when we do this meditation, we'll be focusing on both the mantra and also upon her visualization. And I'll definitely will do that as part of our guided meditation. So just looking at who is joining us. Rafa is joining us too. Namaste, Rafa. I'm wishing the best for both you and your family. And as part of our Sankalpa, I would definitely like to remember Rafa and Susan and their family during the time where the family is suffering a great loss. And I also want to remember everybody who has a connection with this temple as well. And as we perform the puja and the meditation, I invite you to declare your own sankalpa, something you would like the energies of this ceremony and meditation to go towards. So Kali herself represents a divine transformational force. And so think of just some issue in your life that's ready for transformation, or maybe a new direction, or a place where you're ready for some new knowledge. And you can use this puja and meditation as an important step toward realizing those goals. You can also direct the energies during the meditation toward anyone close to you who's in need. Someone else I want to remember is my friend Anup in India and his family. So to begin our puja and meditation, I invite you to find a comfortable seated position. It can be on the floor, as I am here with a cushion. It could even be in a straight-backed chair, whatever your body is speaking for at this moment. I invite you to close your eyes and open your breath. Breathing deeply. And letting that breath bring a renewed sense of relaxation. Think of Ma Kurukulla's scissors cutting away all the distractions, the cares of the day, the concerns of things that have happened or things that might need to happen. Just let those go for the time being. Just let this time be for yourself and your connection to the divine. Focusing on your heart center. And there, silently, I invite you to make your personal intention, your personal sankalpa for our puja tonight and meditation. Think about that aspect of your life, or that person close to you. And visualize what that life issue might look like when it's resolved. Or if you're focusing on somebody else, visualize what that person would look like after receiving the help of the divine. And then slowly bringing your palms to heart center. We're going to open our puja by chanting the syllable Om 3 times. Inhale. Om. Inhale and exhale. Slowly open your eyes and make yourself comfortable. Om. Pavitra Pavitrova Sarvabhistam Gatopiva Yashmare Pandarikaksham Sabhyabhyanta Sushi. Om Shuklam Balaram Vishnum Seshivanam Shatobijam Prasnavaranam Dayet Sava Vigno Pasantaye. Jai Ganesha. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshvara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Jai Guru. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sagandim Pushtivardhanam Urvarkameva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshya Mamritat. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Jayanti Mangalakali Bhadrakali Kapalini Durga Shama Shivadatri Svasvada Namostute. Jaya Tvam Devi Chamunde. Jaya Bhutita Harani. Jaya Sarvagate Devi Kalaratri Namostute. Jai Ma Kali. Om 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 Kali. Jai Ma. So I invite you now to make yourself comfortable. Prepare for meditation. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. And as you breathe, and as you prepare for meditation, I invite you to focus your breath and your attention to an area just in front of your forehead, in front of your eyes. Just this dark, still, silent place called Judikasha. Just breathe, finding yourself in a place of stillness and a place of silence. And you notice how comfortable you feel in this place, just separated from the problems and the concerns of the outside world. Just allow yourself to take rest in the world within. And in the void in front of you, you begin to notice a point of light. And And you focus your attention upon that point of light. And you find it becoming larger and brighter as it comes closer and closer, revealing itself to your awareness. And from that light, you begin to visualize the image of Ma Kali Kurukulla, the fourth of the Kali Nitya goddesses. She has large breasts, for the power of nourishment, wide and beautiful buttocks representing fertility. She's black in color as the surrounding void, the infinity of space. She is seated upon a corpse, and her black hair is free and going in all directions. She is wearing a garland of 50 skulls, carrying a skull cup for the transformation of consciousness, a small pair of scissors for cutting away attachments, a sword for cutting away those ego issues that hold us back. And she holds a small round shield for protection, the protection of her children. You look upon this form of the Divine Mother, and you notice a comforting, motherly face, and she smiles as she sees you. So I invite you to look upon this image of the Divine Mother and listen to her mantra, and just let the words and the energies of the mantra carry your awareness to wherever it needs to be at this moment. Krim Om Kurukulla, Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana, Vasamanya Krim Kurukulla Hrim Svaha. Krim Om Kurukulla, Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana, Vasamanya Krim Kurukulla Hrim Svaha. Om Krim Kurukulla, Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana, Vasamanya Krim Kurukulla Hrim Svaha. Krim Om Kurukulla, Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana, Vasamanya Krim Kurukulla Hrim Svaha. Krim Om Kurukulla, Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana, Vasamanya Krim Kurukulla Hrim Svaha. Krim Om Kurukulla, Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana, Vasamanya Krim Kurukulla Hrim Spa. Krim Om Kurukulla. Krim Rim Mama Sarvanyana Vasamanya. Krim Kurukulla Hrim. Spa. Krim Om Kurukulla. Hrim Krim Mama Sarvanyana Vasamanya. Krim Kurukulla Hrim. Spa. Krim Om Kurukulla Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana Vasamanya. Krim Kurukulla Hrim. Spa. Krim Om Kurukulla Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana Vasamanya. Krim Kurukulla Hrim. Spa. Krim Om Kurukulla Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana Vasamanya. Krim Kurukulla Hrim. Spa. Krim Om Kurukulla Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana Vasamanya. Krim Kurukulla Hrim. Spa. Krim Om Kurukulla Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana Vasamanya. Krim Kurukulla Hrim. Spa. Krim Om Kurukulla Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana Vasamanya. Krim Kurukulla Hrim. Spa. Krim Om Kurukulla Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana Vasamanya. Krim Kurukulla Hrim. Spa. Krim Om Kurukulla Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana Vasamanya. Krim Kurukulla Hrim. Spa. Krim Om Kurukulla Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana Vasamanya. Krim Kurukulla Hrim. Spa. Krim Om Kurukulla Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana Vasamanya. Krim Kurukulla Hrim. Spa. Krim Om Kurukulla Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana Vasamanya. Krim Kurukulla Hrim. Spa. Om Krim Om Kurukulla Hrim Krim Mama Sarvanyana Vasamanya. Krim Kurukulla Hrim. Spa. Krim Om Kurukulla Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana Vasamanya. Krim Kurukulla Hrim. Spa. Krim Om Kurukulla Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana Vasamanya. Krim Kurukulla Hrim. Spa. Krim Om Kurukulla Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana Vasamanya. Krim Kurukulla Hrim. Spa. Krim Om Kurukulla Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana Vasamanya. Krim Kurukulla Hrim. Spa. Krim Om Kurukulla Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana Vasamanya. Krim Kurukulla Hrim. Spa. Krim Om Kurukulla Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana Vasamanya. Krim Kurukulla Hrim. Spa. Krim Om Kurukulla Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana Vasamanya. Krim Kurukulla Hrim. Spa. Krim Om Kurukulla Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana Vasamanya. Krim Kurukulla Hrim. Spa. Krim Om Kurukulla Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana Vasamanya Krim Kurukulla Hrim Sva Krim Om Kurukulla Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana Vasamanya Krim Kurukulla Hrim Sva Krim Om Kurukulla Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana Vasamanya Krim Kurukulla Hrim Sva Krim Om Kurukulla Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana Vasamanya Krim Kurukulla Hrim Sva Krim Om Kurukulla Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana Vasamanya Krim Kurukulla Hrim Sva Krim Om Kurukulla Krim Hrim Mama Sarvanyana Vasamanya Krim Kurukulla Hrim Sva. I invite you now to take a deep and clearing breath. And find yourself back in that quiet place of stillness and silence. And you see yourself surrounded by an aura of golden light, which is the power, the blessing of our mantra. And as you breathe, feel that light coming closer and closer, entering you through every pore of your skin, cleansing you outside and within. And finally, grounding itself into a form of a small point of light, like the one you originally saw, and feel that warm point of light in the center of your heart, knowing that that power of the Divine Mother, that Divine Shakti, is always there with you, and you can draw upon it at any time. And just allow yourself to meditate for a while in stillness and in silence. And just being aware of what it's like to be aware, just what it's like to be aware of being in a place where you're separated from all those distractions in your life. Now take another deep and clearing breath. And let yourself come away from the meditation and become aware of your surroundings again. Keeping your eyes closed, but hearing the sound of my voice, the sound of the bell. And feel the sensation of your body sitting in your chosen space, temperature of the air on your skin. Begin to move your fingers and your toes, your hands and your feet, and your arms and your legs. And slowly bringing your hands to heart center, thanking the Divine Mother for sharing with you today, and giving gratitude to yourself for taking part in this practice tonight. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Take another deep and clearing breath. Slowly opening your eyes. Om Tat Sat Om. Jai Ganesha. Jai Guru. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Ma Kali. Jai Ma Kurukulla. Jai Mata Di. Jai Mata Di. Jai Mata Di. And namaste. And thank you for joining me. And I'd also like to say hello and namaste to Deborah, who joined us a little bit later in the program. So glad that you were here tonight, along with everyone else. So tonight also marks the beginning of the Spring Festival of Holi. And you may notice on our altar, during the repetitions of the mantra, I offered a nice, colorful flower to our Kali Yantra. So, blessings to you all. And I wish you the happiest of spring seasons ahead. Again, thank you. Have a wonderful night and 3 wonderful days ahead. And I hope to see you on Tuesday for our Satsang. Jai Ma, Namaste. Thank you, and good night.